Hello, and welcome to the Ask Arlene show. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to have a live coaching session. So I'm going to allow this wonderful entrepreneur to share with us whatever she wants to talk about. Since this is the Ask Arlene show, go ahead and ask Arlene. Hi.
Hi, Arlene.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
Yes. So it's great to have you on.
I have my my book here with all the notes that I've gotten from you. So I'm just trying to organize everything so that I can.
Wonderful. I'm going to ask the team to share the book so that for those of you that don't know what the book is that she's talking about, it is 10 Secrets to Overcoming Fear, Getting Unstuck, and Living Your Best Life. So, ask away.
So one of the things, so I have a business, right? I have a business. I've been working in my area for maybe like 5 years now.
Do you want to share with us what type of business it is, or not really?
Yeah. So I'm in aesthetics, so skincare, lashes, not really hair, more so like makeup and things like that. It's literally called appearance enhancement. So we're working on appearance enhancement. I've been in business for 5 years, and I'm really in that position where I've kind of established a clientele. People know my name. I'm just trying to take things to that next level. I have a lot of ideas, a lot of really good ideas, I believe. I want to begin like a podcast and start talking to people. I want to introduce an online course that's like quick and easy. But there's a lot of things that I want to do, and I'm kind of having a hard time working on my business while working in my business, because especially with me, I do lashes. My hands are busy all the time, so the work that I would probably be able to do, it's hard for me to get done. So yeah, there's a lot of different things going on, a lot of moving pieces. I want to get a lot of things done, but I'm just having a hard time pushing out the kind of work that I want to push out. And I'm kind of feeling a little bit of discouragement,
Okay, so first of all, I want to tell you that there are 3 top industries to be in right now in order for you to expand and 10x your business, or just truly take it to the next level. And the beauty industry is one of those industries. So congratulations.
Thanks.
First and foremost, I want you to pat yourself on the back and celebrate your win. Yay!
Pat for me.
Why am I saying that? Because if we pick an industry that no one else is interested in, it's going to be very hard to go from that 6 figures to the 7 figures and expand and grow. But you are in one of the 3 top preeminent businesses. So congratulations on picking that. A lesser person may have said to you, well, that is not a viable industry.
Right, exactly.
Beauty when you could be, doing brain surgery. So I commend you. Number 1 secret is to go from from the micro wins to the macro wins. And the way to do that is celebrating ourselves. Okay, now to your question. Now that we've celebrated, did you pat yourself on the back?
I did it 2 times.
Do your high five?
Yes.
Mel Robbins talks about the high five. Every day you're supposed to get in the mirror and give yourself a high five, because it will just create those positive endorphins to start going, because we know that when we give a high five, that we are doing something good. And some of us don't have anybody to give us a high five. So today I'm sharing with you, give yourself a high five. Sometimes or all the time? All the time. Every day. Stand in the mirror, give yourself a high five. Okay, congratulations for being in an industry that is killing it right now. Your question, you said, is, now we want to focus in. You said you're pushing out work, but not the work that you want to.
Yeah. I said I'm pushing out work, but not the level that I want to push out. So I'm doing a lot of different things at this point. But what is it? Jack of all trades, master of none. I'm doing a lot of different things now. Me actually working in my business, me doing the aesthetics, me as an esthetician, I'm an amazing esthetician, which is why I've been able to retain the clientele that I've been able to retain. My issue is more so taking my ideas that I have on paper and making them a reality. I have a lot of ideas and I want to put them all out now, and I want to hurry up and do them before anybody else does them. But I also want them to be done well. And I also don't want my business to suffer as a result of me working on my business.
Okay. So you said a couple of things there. You said you're working in your business and you want to do more working on your business. But then you also said you're concerned about taking your ideas, putting them out there before anybody else does. Okay.
Exactly right.
So that's the one that jumped out at me. And I wanted to share this thought with you. What is for you is for you. Take a deep breath. How does that make you feel?
Anxious.
What is for you is for you. Nobody else can take your place in the world. You're here for a reason. You're here for a plan. You're here for a purpose. It's not like someone else can steal your spot or steal your space. So if you have been inspired to do something in your business, it's not like I don't want you to think of yourself as a rat on a wheel running and people are chasing you, because that vibe is going to create anxiety and overwhelm. And we don't operate in our best self if we're in a vibe of overwhelm and anxiousness and anxiety. My question for you, why I said, how do you feel when you're in overwhelm and anxiety and you're thinking that you're not going to get it out in time? Where does that put you? How do you feel in that space?
I do nothing.
Exactly. You're not the only one, myself included, several other people. The place of overwhelm is not the happy place. So if we're producing work from a place of overwhelm, how does that benefit you?
It doesn't.
How does it benefit the people that you truly want to help in the world and the things that you want to do in the world? How does it help them?
It doesn't help them.
Right. So if we know that it doesn't help you to be in that space of overwhelm and thinking that, you're not going to get it out in time, and it doesn't help them because now they're not getting the gifts and the tools and the content that you've brought into this world, then do you think perhaps we need to think something else, think another thought that's going to yield us some energy and some vim and vigor and vivacity? Does that
Right,
make
that's
sense?
true. It does. I'm trying to be more productive. Like I want to increase my productivity, and I understand, being, calm and being in the right mental space, and that's definitely like a for sure thing that I need to work on. But I just want to push out more work, because if I push, it's not like I want to do 10 million things. It's like four big things that I really want to do, that I really want to push out, that I really think will be of value. And when I push out those four valuable things, for example, one of them is going to be an online course. Lash courses, beauty courses typically run from $500 to $2,000 to $3,000. So I want to actually have a course that I've already created. I want to put a course online for like $25 with pre-recorded sessions, and I want people to be able to purchase those. So once I do it, I don't actually have to do any more work. So at that point, I'll be in a position where I can be more relaxed, where I can be more calm. But at this point, I'm really trying to be more productive. And I really want your help with being more productive in this season, because I don't need that productivity indefinitely. This is not like a lifestyle change that I'm trying to do. It's just, hey, I have these four big things that I need to get done as soon as possible. And I want your advice on how to push those things out and how to be productive.
Okay, you've said a few times, push those things out. You've got to push those things out. And you've mentioned to us that you are not pushing those things out because the thought process that you have is limiting. It is As a matter of fact, debilitating. You said you're not doing anything. So question for you, what would you have to think in order for you to then begin creating this new online course, as opposed to thinking of it as, I got to push this out. I got to push this out. I got to hurry up. I got to run. I'm on the treadmill. Oh my gosh, they're behind me. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. What would you have to think in order to be in that space of creativity and making it happen?
I have no idea. if I'm asking you because I genuinely don't know. If I knew that I could come up with something better, if I knew that there would be maybe like a thought process that I could push out better, then I would do that. But
how do you feel when you say push it out? You got to push it out. You got to push it out. How do you feel?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel productive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like for me, because I'm a very relaxed person, especially being in the industry that I'm in. We're a very calm industry. I don't have a boss. I'm very calm and very focused in what I'm doing. I don't. At one point, I was working like 6 days a week. Now I don't work 6 days a week. Now I work 5 days a week. At one point, I was working with clients into the night, and now I don't do that anymore. I work from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And like, that's my full work day. And then after that, I'm good, So it's not that I'm having an issue of overwhelmed physically. It's that just mentally, I'm often in a relaxed state because I want my clients to be in a relaxed state. So I'm having trouble actually turning that relaxed state off. So when I say pushing things out, pushing work out, it makes me feel like, okay, cool. It makes me feel more productive, more, it makes me feel more productive. And I've been having that issue because typically what'll happen that I've seen with entrepreneurs, with people who are self-employed, is typically they're not as hard on themselves as a boss would be on them. And oftentimes we don't have as much respect for ourselves as we would maybe for a boss or maybe a higher up. So because we don't have as much respect for ourselves as maybe we would have for a boss, when we tell ourselves, hey, you need to get up at 6 a.m. and go jog, we don't. But if our boss said, hey, you need to get up and be at work at 6 a.m., most of us would be at work at 6 a.m.
Have you been getting up and going to work when you're supposed to go to work when you have your clients?
I have been working. I have been getting up and going to work when I have a client booked. However, when I schedule productivity, maybe schedule a staff meeting with some of the women who I work with, I don't tend to be as on top of it. If I'm late to a client appointment, the client can get upset and the client can choose to pay me less, or choose to not book me anymore. Versus there's no consequence. There's no consequence if I have a client. There's no consequence if I have work that I'm scheduling myself to do. So I guess I work well with consequences. For me being late to a client appointment, that would be a consequence.
So I think what I hear you saying is you're talking about productivity in general, but you have a lot of different things on the list. How about if we just take one? What's the most paramount, most important one on the list that you would like to address?
I would like to first I would like to I was going to say I would like to do the $25 online course first. However, I don't actually think that would make the most sense now, because if I'm not putting out a podcast, if I'm not talking online, then nobody would buy it anyways. Like, people need the promotion and the marketing behind it. So I definitely think that I need that podcast. Speaking online would probably be the most important at this juncture.
So again, what's the most important thing that you would like to do first that would make you feel productive?
The most important thing, I guess, would be the podcast. I know we have to go to break now, but I know the podcast, for me, I think that it would make the most sense. I think that giving people the opportunity to listen to me and hear me would make me more of a key person of influence.
Why do you think that doing a podcast is the most important to you in order for you to do what you really want, which is to do this $25 course that you want to put out?
Can we talk about it after break? I'm scared I'm gonna overtalk.
It's okay. It's okay. You're on a flow. I'm going to do it right after. Go ahead.
I believe that I think that the podcast would be most important because I have people I've had people who book me for classes. My classes are $1,250. So I have clients who book me for my
Question. Did
classes.
you
Yes.
do a podcast in order to get the clients that you have now?
No, but what I did do was I had to speak to them individually. I noticed a lot of my clients like me because I've been doing this. I've been in this business for a really long time, and I'm really, really good at what I do, and I'm really good at talking about what I do. So I noticed once I talk to the client, once I talk to the person, they're ready and they're super excited to spend their money and they're all in. But I can't talk individually to everybody. So I think that that's why the podcast would be the most beneficial at this juncture.
Ah. So you're looking at changing the business model that has worked for you because you feel like this will enable you not to have to talk to the clients as much.
As much, absolutely, exactly. So that would mean that when I put work out, when I put videos and stuff out, then those things will be working on my behalf.
Okay, do you want to do a podcast, or are you doing the podcast because you think that's the only way that you can reach the clients and give them the information without having to talk to them one-on-one?
Do I want to do the podcast? I don't really want to
Or
do
are you just doing
it.
it for work?
No, I don't really want to do it for real. I don't want to do it. That's probably maybe that's why I have to do it.
This is why I wanted you to be in that moment before we go to break. I believe you. I believe you don't want to do the podcast.
Interesting. Why do you say that?
I believe that that's what's holding you up. You're saying, I want to be productive, but yet you're telling us you have clients. You're telling us you've done the trainings in the past. You're telling us you have this breadth and wealth of stuff going on. But yet, where it comes to this one point now where you want to shift, you're not doing it. You're not being productive. Why are you not being productive? Because I have to do a podcast. Well, why do you have to do a podcast? Because maybe somebody else told you had to do a podcast? Oh, because I have to do a podcast because I want to facilitate not having to talk one-on-one with the clients. Now, is there an alternate way that you can facilitate the onboarding process, which is what you're talking about in your business, without you having to individually speak to the clients one-on-one and or create an entire new business model whereby you're doing podcasts? Is there a way?
Maybe instead of doing a podcast, I could just start out with doing lives on Instagram with maybe some of my clients or just people who I find interesting. If I do lives, then I don't need to schedule anything. The only thing that's required of me is to click the button and to maybe click another button to add somebody to the podcast. Not hear me podcast, to add somebody to the live. Yeah, and then I just talk. And I don't have any issue with talking. I enjoy the talking part. It would have been all the behind the scenes extra stuff that was like annoying. But I love the talking. I love talking about what I do. I could talk about
How does that make you feel?
better. Or a little bit better on the one hand, but then stressed because I have to bring people on and I have to make sure that the times that work for me work for them. And that is kind of stressful for me because I know that I want to do things at a particular time in a particular way. And then it's also a little bit stressful as well because with a podcast, it's just my voice versus with lives, even though they're simpler to do, I would need to put my face in the camera. And then if I have to put my face in the camera, I need to fix my hair. I need to fix my lashes. I need to look super pretty. I need to make sure I have a good background.
Okay. Is it possible that you just told us what you would rather do, what gives you energy to do, that you would actually take action on because it's something that you feel comfortable doing, but yet now you've created this whole set of other reasons why this won't work? Is that possible? That that's what you're doing as opposed to taking a deep breath, deciding this is what you want to do, and then us looking for ways that we can facilitate doing that one thing that would make you actually want to do it? Like, is there a way that you can, first of all, how many clients have you had in the past? In general, round numbers.
600.
You've had 600 clients, and your biggest fear about doing the thing that you truly want to do, that you're comfortable with doing, which is doing the lives, is that you're not going to find anybody who's able to fit into the time frame that works for you. Does that make sense to you?
When you put it that way, I feel bad.
It's not about feeling bad. It's about being free from those negative beliefs that you had and letting it come out your mouth. And when you have it come out your mouth and you're talking to somebody, your coach, about it, then you're like, oh, is that really what I want to think? Is that really the action that I want to take? And is that the way that I want to feel? So we said you're going to do these lives. And if you wanted to do these lives, how could you facilitate coordinating a time where you don't have to actually talk to everybody individually, all 600 people that you might want to coordinate with? How would you do that? How would you send that information out and request somebody during the set time that you want someone to talk with you?
Maybe I can put it on my Instagram story and I can say, hey, who's available to go live with me today around 4? And maybe everybody won't be available, but maybe somebody will be available at 4.
How many people do you need?
Only
At
need
one
one.
time. One. How does that make you feel? Putting out the blast saying, I would like to do a session at that XYZ time, and I'm looking for somebody who wants to get on live with me.
It makes me feel simple, like I can do it right now. Like I'm gonna do it as soon as you get off the phone.
Wow. Would that be a productive thing to do?
Yeah.
You feel like if you did that and people saw you talking with your clients who have gotten the training in the past and are now productive and successful, do you feel like that would cause other people to want to sign on in a bigger, brighter, greater way because they're seeing you talking with other people who have done what it is that they want to do? I'm sorry, guys.
Yes.
Yes. You feel that weight lifted?
Yes.
Now, last question, and then we're going to go. If you were to do this, and if it worked, because we know it's going to, how would that make you feel afterwards as a result?
Incredibly accomplished.
Are you a productive person? Have you been productive in the past?
I think so.
Yeah, you told us that. You told us you have over 600 clients in the past. If someone else came to you and said, listen, I have had over 600 clients in my business and I've been working in it intensely, would you say, oh, that person must be a productive person? Or would you say, she's a slouch charging thousands of dollars and over 600 clients? She's a slouch. Is that what you would say? What would you say? What would you think?
I would think that person is incredibly productive.
Incredibly productive. Exactly. Is it possible that we are going through life with these negative thoughts and feelings and we're holding them in and we're just allowing them to percolate in our mind, but they're just thoughts? In the same way we can allow those negative thoughts, we can formulate thoughts that empower us and serve us.
Yeah.
Is it possible? How many clients are you proposing that you're going to get as a result of this new system that you're going to use? What's your proposal? What's your goal? What's the result that you want in the world?
A lot.
Give us a number. We're excited. We're on here with you. We're waiting with bated breath at your every word. Go ahead.
Well, if it's $25, then probably like 100.
Wow. When are you going to start? What's your time frame? What's your deadline? When are you going to do this? When are you going to put out this post?
After we get off the phone.
Yes! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now we can go to our break. And we're all going to be so excited for you. You're going to post it. You're going to get the results that you're looking for, 100 respondents to what it is that you're putting out in the world. And we're going to not only have you celebrate you, but we're going to celebrate you as well. So we're going to go now. And thank you to the team for going to share our break and also to share whatever other content we have. And if we have some time, we're going to come back. And if not, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.
Later, Arlene.
I'm Arlene, host of the television talk show Ask Arlene, which airs on Thursdays at 6:30. And I'm here to tell you 2 reasons why you should join our Speakers Bureau training and how to become a world-class speaker. 1, revenue generation. People who know how to communicate well earn more dollars and cents. And 2, if you have a day job, you're not a speaker, teacher, author, trainer, you're going to gain promotion on your job if you're better able to communicate with confidence in those board meetings. Now, you say, why should I join your group, Arlene? There are so many programs out there. Well, I'm guaranteeing you an interview on television or radio if you complete our 10 sessions of our Speakers Bureau training. So I have a plethora of friends that do the same types of things that I do, and so we're guaranteeing you an interview on either television or radio. And you say, well, why else, Arlene? Why else should I join? Well, if you join our Speakers Bureau after having taken the 10-session training, I am going to help you, along with our team, to launch that speaking career that you always envisioned so that you can use your message to change the world. So there's so many programs out there and they tell you how to be a speaker, but I'm going to actually help you to get booked on paid speaking engagements on television and on radio if you complete all 10 sessions and you join our Speakers Bureau. I hope to see you there and see you using your dream, your vision, and your talent to change the world. Bye-bye. See you there.
This place that I call. Everyone explain it to her.
Name some things I'll be without you, good. Stop the growth, I bet you think you could. Said you gon' leave me, man, I wish you would. Yeah, I'm different, so I'm misunderstood. So I'ma always be good. Said I'ma always